Welcome everyone to today's Qigong class. Today I've created a special practice for you that focuses on the stomach and spleen. And we do this to build immunity. We're in spring. A lot of us have spring allergies. We're still in the times of COVID. So spleen is considered a really major organ in Chinese medicine. So we know of the role of spleen in Western medicine around filtering blood, but in Chinese medicine, spleen not only does that and houses sort of our immunity, almost think of it as an immunity hub, but also they say an imbalanced spleen energy creates worry, overthinking, and a balanced spleen helps solidify our intent, our yi in the world, and yi guides chi, our intent guides our energy. So a healthy spleen helps us do whatever we want to do in the world and add jus to it, the willpower to it as well. So I'm excited about bringing you a spleen practice. And then because the spleen is associated with the stomach, these practices help boost your digestion as well. So we can maybe get started. And I was just sharing, for those who are joining, I was just sharing that we're going to do a practice today focusing on the stomach and the spleen for our digestion, for our immunity, to reduce overthinking and overanalyzing, which according to Chinese medicine is a consequence of imbalanced spleen qi. So let's get started in our Wuji posture. And our Wuji posture is our standing meditation posture. It's a primordial posture from where we begin all energy work in Qigong. So our feet are flat on the ground. And imagine you're out on a warm summer day and your feet are melting into the ground like ice cream melting into hot asphalt. So really just letting gravity hold you, support you. And your arms are loosely hanging by your side. Your knees are soft but not bent. And tuck in your tailbone and your stomach. And imagine you being pulled up from the crown of your head, stretching up. And maybe just going back on your heel, going on your toes and finding the middle. And this is our standing posture. And over time, this will become a very native to you, very organic to you. But it's a relaxed and alert posture. And from here, let's begin our 3 pulling down heavens, which is how we start the practice, moving from Wuji to pulling down heaven. Inhaling deep into our belly, filling up our belly like a balloon, like imagine you have a book on your belly, you're lying down, and as your belly is being filled up, the book is rising up. And the reason I give such description around belly breathing is that we often just breathe in our chest, and it can create anxiety, and belly breathing is called Qigong breathing, and it can move our anxiety down and create a sense of well-being. Inhaling, pulling up earth energy as we inhale through the palms of our hand. Imagine there are magnets in the palms of our hand. These are called Lao Gong points in Qigong. And they are energy centers. And now, exhaling, brushing down, rinsing, cleansing, purifying. Welcome. We're just getting started with our pulling down heavens, inhaling. And maybe as you're raising your arms, feeling a little bit of resistance, like you're pushing against the current of water. And you do this so you can slow down. It's taken me years to do this practice slowly. And as we know, when we slow down, we get more done, don't we? So the idea for the next 20-25 minutes is just to feel this energy, really just feeling it in our body, not worrying about the technique as much, because just trusting your body's intuition. All right. So for our warm-ups today, I'm going to teach a new exercise that for those of you who join every time have not probably seen this, and it's called Golden Ball. And it is to benefit the stomach and spleen. I'm going to demonstrate the first time, and then maybe you can join me. So we inhale and we imagine we are gathering. So golden ball, we're going to make a golden ball. And we're going to gather this golden chi all around us. So gathering, we're going to raise it, and now we're going to imagine we're holding this golden ball between the palms of our hands. Some of you may feel a density of this ball. Some of you may feel a warmth, a tingling. And now we inhale and we expand. This ball is expanding and we're holding its edges. And we exhale, we contract the essence of it. What we call chi, that creates jing, the essence in our body, the strength in our body. Inhale, bring it into your body. And as you push it out, you'll purge out any stale chi. And you drop and you disperse. So for those of you who are new to Qigong, there's a lot of guided imagery. There's a lot of just intention setting in this practice. Inhaling, gathering, exhaling, raising. Inhale, expand, exhale, contract. Inhale, bring in, exhale, push out. And now let's add some dynamism to it, just bending our knees a little bit. Inhaling to gather, exhale to raise. We're creating a golden ball for those who just joined. Inhale to expand, exhale to contract. Inhale, bringing in this wonderful energy, wonderful chi. Pushing out to purge and dropping to release. A couple more times, inhaling. And sometimes I just do this practice in the morning when I'm out walking my dogs in the park. So yes, I am that person who practices in the park sometimes. But you can do just this practice in such a beautiful form. Inhaling, raising. And with this, you're doing so much. You're doing your belly breathing. You're warming up and you're activating your stomach and spleen channels. All right, so let's do one pulling down heaven to create a transition, and then we move into the exercises. So inhaling, slowly raising our arms as if we're pushing them in a thick, viscous, liquidy jar to push against, pushing against gravity, while feeling supported by it as we stand on the earth. And as we bring our hands down, rinsing, cleansing, purifying, washing away anything that no longer serves us. For our practices now, I'm going to pull 3 exercises from the 8 Brocades protocol. Many of you are familiar with the 8 Brocades. You've practiced with me. And so the first exercise is called stretch and support the sky. So we inhale, we bring our arms forward, and I can see your palms, you can see mine. We raise them above our head and we go tippy-toe, standing on our tippy toes. And when we exhale them as we bring them down, like pulling down heaven. So they say the best time to do the practice for spleen, to strengthen your spleen, is 9 to 11. Now, we all have meetings at 9 a.m. But just for you to know, and it's also an interesting fact. So 9 to 11 a.m. or 9 to 11 p.m. is really the spleen time. And in Chinese medicine, every organ has a certain time. Also, the color of spleen is yellow. So I'm going to take you through some meditations towards the end, where we breathe in the color yellow. Stretch and support the sky. Great stretch. This helps with both stomach and spleen, helping with digestion and immunity. This is the first exercise of the 8 Brocade exercise that I'm pulling from. So I've been preparing this all week because I've been excited about not just teaching you a full protocol, but bringing in bits and pieces from it. Inhaling, standing on our tippy toes, and bringing our hands down. And ideally, we do this 8 times. So 8 Brocades, every exercise is done 8 times, but better than 0 is what I aim for most days. So if you can just do for a few minutes, just even between a meeting, between your Zoom call, just get up and stretch. All right, pulling down heaven. Our next exercise, we raise arms in opposite direction to strengthen and boost digestive chi. So I'm sure there's a name to this traditional name for it that I don't know, but that's what I have been told. So let's rub our palms, create a little bit more warmth and friction, and now bring them apart. Close your eyes. And then see if you can sense this chi, this energy between your palms. It could be a warmth, a tingling. Now bring this down in front of your belly. Your belly space is also called your lower dantian, or your lower power center. And this is where, according to Chinese medicine, you store your jing, your essence. So like the fuel for your body. And now turning the ball, this light ball that we created, and pushing our arms in the opposite direction. So my left arm, my palm is facing the sky, and my right arm, my palm is facing the earth. Inhale and exhale and alternate arms. Going further so you can see. My palms are perpendicular to each other. And as I say to people who are just starting this work, I've been practicing for 6 years and I still don't get the technique right many times, and that's okay, because the idea is to shift energy. And if any of you who joined this practice can say that they feel lighter or more energized, well, then you've achieved what you came here for. And remembering belly breathing. So I talk about 3 intentful corrections in Qigong, and one of them is belly breathing, so deepening your breath. And the other one is aligning your body. So as we did that in the beginning with the Buji posture, standing straight, our tailbone tucked in. And when you bring your attention to your body and breath, you quieten the mind. And that is the 3rd pillar of Qigong. So at any time, we can deepen our breath, sit up straight, and that will quieten our mind. All right. And one last time. And let's push this energy into our belly, into our lower dantian. And for our 3rd practice, which is called bend, to support back and waist. And that exercise is also for our digestion, our immunity, but also helps our kidneys. Inhaling, and we're going to trace our belt vessel and place our hands on our kidneys. And from here, we're going to trace the outside of our legs. So let me see if I can move further so you can see me, but basically we're tracing the outside till we almost touch the ground and coming back the inside of our legs and bringing it back into the belly. Inhaling, trace the outside of your legs, trace the insides of your legs, bring it back into our belly and trace it back to the kidneys. So this is a multi-organ benefit practice because you're tracing your spleen meridian, which runs the inside of your legs, but you're also tracing your liver meridians as well. And this is one of the 8 Brocades protocol. And if anyone wants to practice the 8 Brocades, I have videos in the G Drive that I've shared with all of you. Inhaling, exhaling, and then one of these days I'm going to figure out the camera where you can actually see me. But I always feel like I have to keep moving closer or further. But if this was, we were back in the office, I'd probably be teaching in building 35 and be able to do live cast or something from there. All right, one more time. And coming back and doing pulling down heaven. Our next exercise is from the Daoist Yin form. And some of you were there when I taught that a few weeks ago. And this exercise is particularly to support the spleen. So we're going to make a triangle with our hands. And we're going to place it above our belly button, around our belly button. So my thumbs are touching, my index finger is touching. And I'm going to raise it above my head and look through this triangle. Inhaling, and as I exhale, I'm going to bring this triangle to the side. Inhaling back to the center and exhaling back to the left, sorry. So when you look through this triangle, find a center point and see if you can just stay focused on that bindu, that point between your fingers. And now moving from side to side. Great exercise to strengthen the spleen energy. Clears the spleen meridian from any blocks. I inhale, and then I exhale as I move to the side. And this could get tiring, so please feel free to bring your arms down. And this can be done 4, 8, 16 times, as many times as you would like. But for now, I think one last time, and we'll come down. Maybe raising your shoulders to release any tension, and a little bit of a shake, so the energy that you're building can spread through your body and can settle in your body. And now pulling down heaven. And now we're going to move into sound healing. So sound healing is over 2,500 years old. Every tradition has a form of that, whether you're doing yoga and the chants or Qigong. And in Qigong, in Chinese medicine, every organ has a sound. And the sound for spleen, to tonify and build spleen energy, is Hu, H-U. And it's really as simple as Hu, the sound, but also you can do it in silence, and you can imagine you're blowing through a straw. So I'm going to come closer so you can see. So I inhale in my into my belly through my nose. And as I exhale, I blow. I imagine I'm blowing through a straw. And now I'm going to say the sound so you can hear it. Ooh. So you can do the sound in silence or in sound. Ooh. And now let's do the practices. So let's interlace our fingers, bring them above our head. You can place them here if it's more comfortable, or you can stretch them. And tilt to your right, away from your spleen. And now inhale into your belly. And make an exhale, either you blowing through a straw or the sound. So I'm going to do maybe 3 times the sound and then 3 times in silence, blowing through a straw. Ooh. 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 And bringing our arms down. And I know the first time I did it, I thought it was so silly. But there are benefits of this, which this exercise helps with reducing heartburn, hunger pangs, helps with digestion. So there are numerous benefits. Now let's do this same sound in a different exercise. So rubbing our hands, creating this light ball just with our intention, just with our imagination, placing it in front of our belly this time. And we're going to inhale the sound into our belly and exhale and move our arms further away. So I'm going to stand sideways. So, whoo, whoo. Inhale, move your arms away, maybe about 8 to 10 inches. And exhale and push in the sound. Whoo. And now let's do this in silence. Inhale. And with this, we complete our sound breathing. And let's do a pulling down heaven to just build some transition. And our next exercise, we're just going to do a simple stomach massage, and this can help. This also helps with digestion, and you're also tracing the spleen. So your hand, one hand over the other, left over right for women, right over left for men. And we're going to make 12 clockwise circles and 12 counterclockwise circles. So inhaling and exhaling, just easily, just tracing. And you can touch yourself or you can hover them away. We're going to make 4 clockwise circles and 4 counterclockwise circles. I do this for my kids when they have, stomach pain or they have trouble with digestion, and it seems to help them quite a bit. So the reason I learned Qigong was because my son has an autoimmune condition, and we kind of ran out of treatments in Western medicine, and found our way into Eastern medicine. And now I think he's in a mix of both. We do a little bit of Qigong around him. He's acupuncture sometimes, but he's also on Western medicine. So it's working and he's thriving. 12 counterclockwise circle. And we're going to end with a meditation. And this is a standing meditation, or if you have a yoga mat or a cushion, please feel free to sit down. And in this, we're going to breathe in the color yellow. I had mentioned initially that the color for the spleen is yellow. So taking some deep inhales, finding our way back into our bodies. Feeling our feet on the ground if we're standing up, and if we're sitting down, really feeling supported by that chair or that cushion. Raising our shoulders and bringing them down. And now we imagine that we are, from our soles of our feet, we have roots growing into the ground, into the middle of the earth, just spreading. And from these roots, we're going to pull in this yellow color, this golden color, and we use yellow and gold interchangeably, energy into our feet, our ankles, moving up our legs, up our body. And as this yellow light spreads through our body, as this golden chi spreads through our body, we deepen our breath. And when we exhale, we imagine we're exhaling this turbid yellow chi in our body. So what we're doing is one final cleanse, one final detox. So inhaling in golden light and exhaling turbid yellow chi, like a smoke leaving your body. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling fresh, clear, abundant chi. Exhaling, purging any chi that may not be serving our highest state of health and well-being. And with this, we come to a close. Thank you so much for your time. I'm happy to stay around to answer any questions or receive feedback.